Hello, this is Plume Silver, and here this draw is going to be about a plane crash that happened, maybe it was last week in Brazil. Now, the reason I did this question is just because it kind of shocked me to hear something about a story that says that there was 8 doctors or 7 doctors. Anyway, they were on the way to a conference, and it's about cancer, and there's a lot of information that have been suppressed, and I wanted to show you here this fellow here, William Marcus, is a doctor in Alberta, and he's been doing, I don't know if you can see very well, maybe I'll bring it closer. He's been doing a lot of research. Well, he's actually specializing in cancer treatment, especially turbo cancer, and he's been Sean and everything. I mean, you could just imagine the incredible forces against anybody that is trying to bring truth. This is the war we're in. Well, we always been, but now it's becoming more evident. So I wanted to ask the question about this plane crash. If there was some, foul play here, or if it was done on purpose, especially to hit these doctors, sends message. They've done that. I mean, they do that all the time. There's all kinds of deaths. We're like up to 31 million people that are dying or have died of sudden death and excess deaths. And these are facts. And a lot of it has been related to the attack on humanity with these injections, poisonous injections. These pharmaceutical companies are very nasty people. Now, the question I wanted to know is, this was intended to trying to silence or send messages of these doctors. If this was true that there was these 8 doctors, anyway, they were going to a conference, and there was other few ones that apparently were not taking the same plane. But that's a pretty nasty message to send, okay? And I'm sure that, that would scare quite a few doctors. Especially if they're like, do anything alternative, and which is not encouraged at all by any mean here. If you go to clean, forget it. Don't even talk about it. All right. So here, the subject here, we have some justice. There was some justice, but I had 2 cards here that are reversed. This is my Kachina knife, and this is a really good layout for asking questions. And the question was based on if there was any foul play. And I believe that because the King of Pentacles doesn't like change, he's a control freak, especially in reverse. He could be very generous and good when it's not in reverse. I don't usually pay attention to reverse one, but my pack of cards happened to be in reverse like this, and I shuffle well, and I said, I'm going to pay attention for this draw because it's important sometimes. And having the Hermit also in reverse. The Hermits, I call them the wise people, the whatever group that might be associated together would be wise ones that know deeper things, and they know how to, but being in reverse, they're not wise, okay? So this group, this revenge, this justice was not from a wise group. And what we're seeing, see, this is a subject, and that's the past. What we're seeing in the middle here, this is what the public is seeing, is we're seeing a wounded, they're defending their territory. You see, he's defending his territory at all costs. It doesn't matter how, even if he gets wounded and he takes a few people down. So these lords, I think, because we have some lords here, and we're talking like they're powerful, or brought some justice, and then they're sending a message to defend their territory. And also they're very competitive. You see, they're competitive. This is a competitive. This is all about competition. This is not just a normal crash. And the truth eventually will come out, but we're not going to see it because they're really like, this is to silence people, to create fear and silence people. We've got the 2 swords here, it's to silence them, like the suppression, the censorship is out of this world. If anybody can't see that now, I'm sorry, but I feel sorry for you. You really need to pay attention to this, because this is what's happening. Well, it always happened, but now it's become much more clear that we need to be aware of what's going on. There's a war against truth, and it's obvious, but you know, a lot of people just don't want to even be bothered to know that from what I'm finding out. So I picked two other cards, and I wanted to see a little clarification about this group. And we got the Four Pentacle. And the Four Pentacles usually somebody who's trying to hold very tight to something that they own, but being in reverse, yeah, they're really holding tight. They're really defending their territory at all costs, and then not in a good way. And the King of Wands is like, they're very powerful, like very powerful energy. Like how they use it, you know, their power. They know how to use it in not in a good way. Like they will trap people, and this is almost like trying to even like sort of hold on to what they own, their money, their asset, and everything. You know, these are very negative people, you know, just because we could see that. And I actually think that from this draw, based on my question, that there was some foul play. A message was tried to be sent to silence people because they're competitive and they just want to keep their own truth, you know, but not a truth by defending their territory, not a truth that is wise. They want to make everybody foolishly believe that all this injections they've done in the last while, or actually the cancer treatments that are coming, which are very parasitic, probably caused by a lot of things that we could probably eliminate with very simple cure that are not costly, and that is not good for the competition, you know, because there's huge money in cancer treatments. And the courageous doctor like Marcus, like I was showing you, which I believe that if you want to know really the truth about all the sudden death and everything that he talks about cancer, you've got to go see William Marcus. He's a hero, like, and he specializes in cancer. So you know, well, you better stay home, not take planes with other bunch. Maybe you stay on your own. When you're in a group like this, that's how they can attack them. Now, that's the story of that plane crash and who was in the plane. And there was a lot of victims in there. So hopefully you like this. This really shows here that they were not wise people that we would feel like they would protect us like a good king of pentacles, that would be generous and take care of his kingdom. On the contrary, this one is defending his territory because he hates change and he doesn't want to change. And so he's going to bring some justice. He's going to apply some justice. That's the subject. Not in a nice way, with swords, but because they're sending message. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully you like this. Thank you.